are the Denver level people. Congressmen talk to the top FAA level people, 2 or 3 steps up.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I was made aware that he's a pretty high up guy. I don't know where he is in the hierarchy, but so
one concern that I have is Ron's proposing to adopt a resolution that's not been advertised on the agenda in Resolution 10, 2016-10. I have concern about that being something that we can legally do because it's not been advertised by this body and it's not action that will be made at this meeting.
Well, I take firm dispute with the first resolution, and that's the reason I put it in as 2 different resolutions. But I made the agenda item very broad. You and I talked about that later. I just disagree with you, and I don't.
Let's go back to legal counsel. The 2016-9 is on the agenda item.
Yeah.
Let's go back to legal counsel, 2610, Mr. Smedley, is it correctly?
well, I'm looking here, and the agenda does not mention a 2610. I'm just looking at the body of what you're asking for here. 9 is there, that's fine. What is the difference between 9 and 10?
Yeah, I think.
Can you incorporate the language of 10 into the?
Well, I tried. I didn't want you to say, it's all illegal, so I separated it in case you just had terrible angst.
Well,
You could get part of it.
Maybe with the caveats that Mark's put in there, whatever's legal, you can stay with part of 9.
I'm okay with that.
Can't you just, I'd feel more comfortable if you just had it all in one
Do we have a
resolution.
second now thereof, or should we just change the wording?
Yeah, I don't know why, I don't know why you couldn't just incorporate that last thereof paragraph into the, or not title it differently, 26-16-10. I would just have it one resolution, and then I think you're covered. Because I don't think there's that much difference in the body of the 2 paragraphs.
Well, I move to amend my own motion to that extent, then, that we just do 26-9 and we incorporate all of the language after the word 10, or the letter 10, up into the body of -9. Does that do it, Mark? I mean, there's a...
I guess there's a difference. Let me just, you've got, in your notice, it says, adoption of resolution, and let's just see what the public would have been coming here and thinking this was going to be. A resolution opposing the Heber City Airport becoming a C2 airport and asking congressional delegation for assistance. And then you go to the first thereof clause. That's good. Opposing a Heber City Airport becoming a C2 airport and asking congressional. That's right. And then this second one, a resolution that no modification of the airport higher than a category B2 will be approved without official affirmative vote. That's kind of your request for process. It's not included in number 8. I don't really have too much heartburn about that, but it ought to be meshed in with it.
I move that we mesh it in.
I think you're talking about two things, right?
But they're all on the same idea. We're trying.
The same document.
But couldn't we accomplish what we need to accomplish urgently by just doing 9 and then making sure we have the details worked out on the second part and then doing that later, or do you feel like it needs to be done?
That's the other option you could do as well and
Because that's,
bring it forward.
Well,
it wouldn't have any impact on the congressional act.
that's right, but it has impact on what the citizens' expectations are.
I know that's my biggest concern.
Well, but I'm not willing to be opposed to it and put a burden on them, but if the burden is well known, then I want it to be up to them, not just us.
You're giving them power, not taking away power.
I
So.
don't think we legally can give power to put something on the ballot.
Well,
I don't know. I just want to make sure we know
We've
what we're
addressed
doing
2
before
or
we get
3 ways to do it, and an open-ended or any other method.
I just think the bigger issue is,
to be the director.
would the public have been put on notice that we were considering both
Them decide.
Yeah, giving them more power.
that we're considering a resolution opposing the airport becoming a C2. I think they were clearly on notice of that. Were they on notice for or against that you were also going to adopt a resolution about a process, including but not limited to, if legal, of an official affirmative vote in residence? I don't know that they were technically put on notice of that. That's my only concern.
That's why I separated.
But that's why saying
But the notice wasn't.
it wasn't on the agenda.
But still, it's related to the agenda item. It's definitely related.
I'm on the record. You do what you want. I'm just telling you those are my concerns. But you handle it how you want.
It's definitely related to the topic.
I will go back and say.
I'm just concerned about Kelleen's concerns. How would you propose that part could be rewritten, perhaps?
I'm just concerned about board vote. And we don't tell our story very well, and anyone could read this and go, oh, don't worry, we're going to vote on it before it ever happens. And we may not be able to put it on a ballot. That's all I'm saying. We could do a poll, we could like tell everyone to come and, we do all these things to get input. I just don't know if we can put it on the ballot. That's all.
Okay, so you're saying something.
Without an affirmative indication from Heber City residents, will that help?
That's fine.
And then right there. We've said we oppose it. We want to look at it to be studied so that the public will know and other users as soon as possible.
Well, when you say we have opposed it, maybe some of you have opposed it. I don't know that there's any. You have to be very careful. We run an open meeting that it's going out. That you're laying a record right now before any vote has been taken.
No, we're going to vote before we're done with my motion.
Well, yeah, that's right. I don't want to make a big issue of it. I'm just concerned that the notice is there and properly there on the.
That concern was raised this afternoon. Therefore, I accepted them into two motions. The catch-22 is now you want to mash, and then the whole thing will be ruled out of order because it's one resolution.
No. Well,
I mean, we either leave them separate or we mash them and they're okay. So let's not mash them.
well, that's true. I guess the technical notice issue that I'm just tangling with is that everybody, the public would have known what actions were going to be taken today with regard to the resolution.
I'm concerned with how big our agenda needs to become. And as a matter of history, most agenda items are 3 or 4 or 5 words. And we come in here and do all kinds of things based on those 5 words of the agenda. And I put in a whole paragraph of 6, 7 sentences and it didn't cover it.
Well,
So how do we let the public know what we want to do when we come in here as a deliberative body and discuss these things?
yes, it's a matter of semantics as to what. I don't disagree with you on it. Some people would say there are 2 distinct things you're doing. One was noticed pretty properly, the other one may not have been, but like Heidi's indicated, if you as a council feel like they're related enough, then you can make that decision. I would only say, if that's your direction, let's just put it under one resolution 9.
Well, but I'll go back to say that if you have any legal doubts that the second half of what now you're mashing, or we're mashing, is in doubt, I don't want to mash them and have the whole thing be out. Because if the ordinance is deemed to have not been noticed because it wasn't broadly stated enough, I don't want the whole thing to be out.
I'm not too concerned about that. It's just a resolution. It's not an ordinance, so.
I guess I pose the question is, what if that force you wait 2 weeks?
I guess it won't. I guess it won't.
What is the risk that we have with your concerns if we were to pass both of them separately tonight, or if we were to pass both of them meshed together? What are the risks that we would have in say some sort of loophole or something?
I guess the only risk would be if someone came in, and that's a good question, that
That we couldn't do what you said we didn't really do.
The public didn't have adequate notice.
that's the only real concern. And so I can't even, maybe the risk is really minimal if someone comes in and challenges it. It's just a resolution. it's not an ordinance, so it's not, I guess, paramount. It's just procedurally.
There's no money attached, there's no,
So it's not, it could be overturned, for lack of a better term.
Well, I just want you to be careful that you're not you're passing a resolution, you're going to be looking at these things, and that someone doesn't read or hear and say, well, it looks like on the 5th of May, the city council made an affirmative resolution and decision that this is what their vote's going to be before you've even taken the vote. Just want the record to be very clear that that's not what.
I think Mr. Smith is trying to put us on the right path, trail. I think the real solution is probably do the 9, and then go back, since 10 had so much wording change into it, maybe bring that back to council, bring that as number 10.
well, there isn't wording in 10 that's a problem, except that I would accept
The
Kalena's motion that she take the vote out and fix it so she's comfortable with it.
And I think if you
We'll
take,
pass them as 2 different resolutions.
I think you could take the vote out and you just put the 2 paragraphs under one resolution, I would feel more comfortable. But Jeff, to your point, it's not a huge burden. I'm not trying to be contrary with you. I'm trying to
Oh, I
protect you.
understand that.
And 28-7-5.
So, and then if she's asking us to take voters out.
Okay, make the motion to, I want to leave them as separate
Let's do
resolutions.
9, let's do 9.
Let's just fix 10 and have 2 separate resolutions. Okay, we can do that and then vote again on 10 in a minute. Okay, I'm fine with that. I withdraw. I make an amendment to take resolution 2016-9 separately from resolution 2016-10 and put before you resolution -9 in a motion.
Councilman Cribbs put a motion for us for resolution number 26-9.
2016-10.
26-9, and second by Councilman Franco. Any other discussion on that resolution? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes.
So now I move that we consider resolution 2016-10 as taking out the word vote. Where's that? That no,
Well, we said without official affirmative, what? I don't know how to say it. It's going to
without an
indication that.
without an affirmative indication, I don't know what you want to call it other than that.
You want to say
Or official public input or opinion, something like
Because
that.
we already know we're going to have public hearings. I just,
Do we want to say majority? Do we want to say official majority of Heber City residents and just say official majority and kind of just not
how do we
vote?
do that? I just don't. It's not that I'm opposed to it. I just am pretty sure that you can't legally do it. I just feel like.
Without an
we should put something else.
an official affirmation of Heber City residents, period.
That's fine. Is that?
In other words, it's not affirmative vote, it's this official affirmative affirmation by Heber City residents, period. Take all the rest of that stuff out.
Is it Heber City residents or Heber Valley?
No, Heber City.
Cities. I appreciate all the county input, but it's our taxpayers that will be paying the alternatives both ways.
And Mr. Mayor, will you take comment on this?
Sure, please break your.
I'll be brief. We met last time. My name's Craig Hogan, and I represent Heber here. I just want to raise a couple points. One, the individual who's coming from the FAA on the 18th is John Bowers, who's the head of the Northwest region for the FAA. He's not a staff person. He runs this part of the country for the FAA, pretty high up. He's going to be here to answer all your questions, and I'm worried that you're putting yourself in a box with this second resolution. We're sitting here debating over the terms right now. I'm sitting here, I haven't seen it, I'm trying to hear it as you debate the terms, and I don't think anyone exactly knows what it means. I think you raised some pretty valid concerns, Councilman Potter, about what you can and can't do when you change votes, affirmation of the citizens. what does that mean? I really think you're putting yourself in a box. I understand what you're attempting to do, that's your right to do it, I'm not coping with that. I mean, you can pass a resolution if you want, but I think the resolution you're trying to pass wasn't properly noticed, and what it says, I'm not sure does what you're trying to do, and I think it confuses the issue. And frankly, a bigger picture, I think you're creating, I understand the political statement you want to make, and that's fine, but I'm worried you're putting yourself in a box. If the FAA recommends a safety upgrade after doing everything that's going to happen, the master plan process and all that, the FAA recommends a safety upgrade, what we're really talking about is a funding issue. And the question is whether you proceed with that, the safety upgrade, and accept the FAA's funds, or you say, no, we don't want to do that, we want to lobby Washington to try and let us remain a B2 airport and deal with funding issues, or maybe still get FAA funding. I don't know how that's going to happen. I think that's what you're talking about, Councilman Crittenden. What happens if the FAA